What's going on? What's going on, y'all? It is your boy Skywalker the Jedi back at y'all with another one. Much love the Seal Nation, the Cool Table family, the Mikey Verse, the Syndicate Network. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with us, rocking out, and we appreciate you. Much love, everybody. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness, we already got a bunch of the OGs in the chat. Shout out to Bro Boo. Shout out to Qatar. Shout out to Real Talk. Shout out to Mama Bear Art Doll. Go subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. She does wonderful drawings and has one of the most soothing voices on YouTube. So make sure you head on over there and subscribe to her channel right now. We got Bishop D and Williams. We got Nick in the building. James, what's going on, everybody? Bat Dan, Iron Will Fitness, right? We got Iron Will in the building. What's going on? We got the Creed in the building. Much love, all you guys. Thank you guys for being here, right? However long this stream lasts, gonna be up to y'all. As long as y'all want me here, I'll stay. I'm about to talk some Zack Snyder and Gears of War tonight, yo. Oh my goodness, I am so happy that this man said this. Well, I kind of touched on this the other night. I'm not sure if it was the last night's stream or the one before, but I think that this deserves a deep dive, and we just got some stuff to talk about. So I'm gonna be here having this conversation with y'all. Much love, much love. Thank you everybody for coming on out and checking the stream out. Y'all already know what's up. But we on the road to 1K, y'all. Last time I checked, we was like 683 or something, 684, something like that. Man, y'all been doing a wonderful job. We almost at 700 subs. Make sure that you guys are liking the content, sharing it out, subscribing, hitting that notification bell so you know when I'm going live. All that good stuff, right? Because we've been working hard for y'all. We're going to continue to work hard for you guys. And we just on that road to 1K. And we need all you guys' help to be able to get there, most definitely. So make sure that you're liking the content, sharing it out, all that good stuff, and making sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Also, yo, these two hashtags, yo, these two hashtags are powerful, y'all. These two hashtags that have been put out into the universe are powerful. And I know will be powerful because, yo, it got people, like these hashtags got people acting up, y'all. Got people acting up. Like, yo, I'm getting DMs, people like hit me up like, yo, did you see what this person said? It's just like, yo, it's these hashtags, man. These hashtags can completely change the game. And make sure that if you're rocking out with these hashtags, that you're using them properly, right? And that and just know that when you're using these hashtags, right, that you are being the most effective, right? You are out there making the most noise. It doesn't matter what these people say, y'all. Like, it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, I think that a lot of people have been upset that we've taken our engagement like directly to Netflix, and we've kind of cut out the middleman, so to speak, right? In a lot of ways, because throughout these past few years, this fandom has been doing things a certain way, and I applaud them, right? I applaud them because it worked once upon a time. It did, right? But now it has taken a new direction for us to be effective and for us to get this done. And I'm just happy, right, that we've been able to make all this headway that we have, right? 100%. Mama Bear said we currently at 683. Yeah, all right. So look, we know what's up, right? Make sure you guys are sharing it out, and that you guys are, because look, it helps the platform. It helps us continue to push this hashtag sell message the right way, right? We got Chubby Teddy in the building saying, you know what's more gangster than watching Skywalker? Painting some Warhammer 40K miniatures while watching some Skywalker. Hey, shouts out to Chubby Teddy. That is hilarious, right? Man. I just thought about something else that I'm gonna have to bring up later. Oh yeah, but yeah, look, just make sure that when you're rocking out with these hashtags that you follow the rules of engagement, right? If you want to be the most effective and if you want to be causing the most trouble, right? Because that's how you cause trouble effective. I mean, you have to be effective to cause trouble, right? Like if you're not really doing much, you're not causing a problem, right? Like those other people that cause problems are people that do a lot of stuff, which means that they're effective. You know what I'm saying? So, to cause trouble, you got to be effective, right? And to be effective, you got to use the rules of engagement, which are as follows. Number one, we ask that you be positive while engaging with Netflix. This is the current home of Zack Snyder, right? There's no reason to take over any of that built up animosity that us as a fandom have towards Warner Media or WBD or DC Studios or whoever, right? There's no reason to take that over to Netflix because we're engaging with a completely new entity who did not do any of these things to Zack Snyder or to us as a fandom. So they are investing in him, which means they're investing in us as fans, right? They are banking on us showing up and supporting these projects and making them as big as we know that they can be. So we want to be positive while we're engaging with Netflix. We want to not mix these hashtags with others while we're using them so that we can make the messaging effective and focused. And also, we want to not mention, reply to, quote, tweet, anything like that, anybody over at WBD, which is including but not limited to James Gunn, right? And that's it. If you rock out with those three rules of engagement, you're being the most effective at trying to like procure a closing to the DC arc of this, Zack Snyder's saga, right? 100%. Make sure that you are subscribing to ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube. Yo, I just had a meeting with the homies, right? That full circle behind the scenes video is definitely still being worked on. We were talking about that, the other night or last night. Whichever, man, everything is kind of blurring together now. But big things coming, full circle. Behind the scenes video is still coming soon. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And make sure that you are yeah, you want to be subscribed to ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube when that comes out, and you want to have hit the notification bell because when that drops, that's gonna be fire. And it's gonna be a lot of questions answered that y'all been really wanting to get answered. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all been asking a lot of questions that, we ain't necessarily been answering, and we gonna answer some of them 100%. So make sure that you are subscribed to ZSJL to Netflix and that you're waiting patiently for that to drop because it's going to be truly special. And I know it's something that you guys are going to enjoy. The good Austin is having a great time putting that together for you guys. So also make sure you are following ZSJL to Netflix on Twitter, right? And that also you are going to inktothepeople.com/sales ZSJL. I put the link in the description, right? Make sure that you head on over to inktothepeople.com/saleszsjl. Copy some merch that is supporting a great cause. And it looks fire because it's designed by a world-renowned visual artist, Noel Leon Flores, right? Absolutely. And also, what's it? Yes, in 1 week will be the return of Unfiltered Fridays with Sil Abdul and I. So make sure that you guys are looking out for that Twitter space because next week Unfiltered Fridays is returning. So I will be linking up with the big homie Sil Abdul on that, man. Much love, and we're very excited about everything that we got coming for you guys. And just stay tuned. Let me get caught up with the chat, and then I'm about to tap in with the sponsors, and we're gonna come back and cook. Right? Yeah. Everybody, yeah, he said follow the ROEs, right? Y'all know what's up. Yeah. Oh man, y'all in the chat just chilling. Y'all in the chat just chilling. Oh my goodness. Y'all wilding. So look, let me Let me tap in with the sponsors real quick, and then we'll be back.
Steppenwolf, have you begun the conquest?
Yo, man. Zack Snyder wants a Gears of War movie, yo. Look, this was massive news. This was massive news. When he said this, like I legit, man, I don't know if you guys think that I was joking, but I absolutely wasn't. When he said, or when he answered that question of like, what game franchises do you want to see turned into films? And this man said Gears of War and Halo. I almost teared up. I'm not joking. Like I felt it like welling up in my system, and I was like, "Nah, you got to keep it G, bro. You can't shed no tear because this man just confirmed that two of your favorite gaming franchises of all time, right? He would love to see them turned into films, right? It don't matter that your favorite film director, bro, just said that. You got to keep it gangster, bro. Can't cry over that, bro." And I was like, you know what? You're right. But man, this was crazy. Look, what I wanted to do tonight, right, to kind of add to the conversation more than what I, brought to it initially the other night, is I want to kind of show you guys exactly why I think that this is such a dope like marriage of like ideas and it's so dope. This is so dope, and I think that this this film um could really change the whole. I mean, look, I know that the whole video game movie narrative has been out there, right? And this Super Mario Brothers movie kind of showed that, hey, and Sonic 2, right? I actually liked the Sonic film. I didn't see the second one, but Sonic was a good film as well. So we have gotten a couple entries. Excuse me. Man, I don't know where that came from. Yeah, like we have gotten a couple entries that have shown that you can have like these solid like video game adaptations, right? Um Sonic was a mix of live action and CGI, right? Yet Detective Pikachu, I guess the movie was okay, right? But in my opinion, I don't think we've had that like big budget, like epic video game movie that's really just hit, right? Like I don't think we've had that. So I mean, unless somebody could name one for me, but I don't think we've had that big budget, and Halo, that's a whole different conversation in and of itself. I do see the Gears of War thing happening more, even though I am a bigger fan of Halo, and I would most definitely see, I would, man, Zach could really get into the nitty gritty with that franchise. But um, I do think that the Gears of War thing is more likely to to happen, and I'm going to talk about why I think that this would be so dope. Because I think that this really has the potential to like change the game when it comes to video game movies, and Zach doing it in and of itself. That's crazy. But I want to give you guys that might not know the history about this game or like what it's about. Um, I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory and show you guys some pictures, and that'll kind of help explain why I feel so strongly about this, right? First of all, let's get to this. Gears of War is like, I mean, it's a over the shoulder kind of action adventure shooter, right? It's like an action shooter, pretty much, and it tells the story of Delta Squad, right? Delta Squad, these two characters that you see in the front. This is Delta Squad, or in its entirety, but the two characters that you see in the front, the one with the bandana on, is the main character, Marcus Phoenix, and the one that is left is Dom, right? They are the two characters that you really follow throughout most of the game, right? Um, it is a world where humanity is pretty much on its last legs, and they're fighting a horde of an enemy called the Locust, and the Locusts come from underground and pretty much can just create what's called an emergence hole, like so they can just pop up out of a hole anywhere they want to at any time, right? And Delta Squad is part of the military faction, the COG, who's like, humanity's last stand, pretty much. And so, this gaming franchise, right? It mainly follows the four characters, but the two in the front, um, specifically, uh, this thing takes you on such a journey, man. And the creatures, as I'm gonna get into in a second, I think that that's one of the main things that sets this franchise apart. But this franchise has been huge. It came out on the Xbox 360 era, right? And it was really one of the first games that was shown back then that looked like it was like quote unquote next generation or next level or whatever. Uh, you know, look, and Marcus Phoenix kind of has a resemblance to somebody. I want to talk about that in 1 second because it's been like, I really think that there's a strong chance of this thing happening, right? But as I said before, one of the main things that kind of separates Gears from these other games is uh, their their enemies, right? I mean, the enemies, they're the creatures on this game are crazy, right? They have things like this thing right here, which is called the Berserker, right? And these aren't even like the normal enemies. Like just the normal enemies are already threatening enough, and like what they kind of bring to the table. But they really get creative with a bunch of these enemies. Like this creature here, the Berserker, they can't really like see you very much, right? But they have excellent hearing and they can charge at you, and there's pretty much no way to kill them with the normal weapons. And uh, you know, if you just look at some of these creatures, right? And I saw this picture of one of the locusts, and it really reminded me of that picture from. Wait, hold on. Matter of fact, let me go grab this. It really reminded me of the scribes, right, from Rebel Moon, because they look kind of similar. And I'm like, yo, this thing could actually be, you know, let's see. I don't know what happened. What happened? Hold on 1 second. All right. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Man, right before I had went live, there was like a big car accident like outside of my house, and I just had to go make sure everything was still straight and everybody was gone. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like a huge one. But yeah, here we go. Right here. Yeah, these look almost kind of similar to these things. I was like, yo, there looks to be a slight similarity, right? Just slight, but I just noticed that when I was putting these pictures up in the back, I was like, yo, that actually kind of looks like one of the scribes from Gears of War or from Rebel Moon, right? And you got these huge things called corpsers. It's like there's just all these different kinds of creatures that I really think that Zach could really get crazy with. Like he could really get crazy. And him doing a movie where it's like a last ditch kind of effort, right? With humanity on the ropes, fighting overwhelming odds, you know, and then one of my favorite things about this game is just the story of brotherhood that you get kind of told to you, especially throughout the first three games. Um, it's amazing, right? And as you guys know, I'm like a veteran and stuff. I mean, I was already on it back then because I had you know, like I have a younger brother, and you know, we used to play these games together, right? And you know, they used to say like brothers to the end, right? That was like the tagline, and it really comes into play in the third game, right? But yo, like Zach, with you know, with these types of tales of brotherhood, um, you know, I just think that that could be something epic, yo, and really game changing. And oh wait, Mama Bear here says it also has 300 visual similarities, right? Oh yeah, most definitely. Man, that first game is crazy, and I'm gonna get into another reason as to why I think that because like yo, there's all types of connections, right? You got Zach with the Army of the Dead connection with Dave Batista. Dave Batista has been openly calling for him to be in this Gears of War movie, you know, for all this time, right? Like for years, he's been campaigning to play in this Gears of War movie. He loves the franchise. He loves the character, the characters, right? But most importantly, this dude, yo, look, he not only because look, I will show you guys just like in the thumbnail. This is a real picture, right, of him in the Gears of War outfit. Right, he actually had a character, right? Like they put Dave Batista in the Gears of War game, right? So he's actually suited up, right, and he's got the glasses and everything on in the game as well, right? But I'm gonna show you guys something because it actually gets better, right? It actually gets better, right? Because like I said, you got Zach with the Dave Batista connection, right? And all that. But they also put out an update to the game, right? To the Gears of War. I think it was yeah, I think it was Gears 5, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been 4. But you could actually substitute the model for Marcus Phoenix and put Dave Batista's face throughout the game, right? you could actually like sub out Marcus Phoenix of the campaign, right, and put the Dave Batista skin over him, right, and actually like be watching Dave Batista when you're supposed to be watching Marcus Phoenix throughout the whole game and all these scenes, right? So I think that there's been something in the works here for quite some time when it comes to Dave Batista and the Gears of War game, right? The Creed said he did the voice too, right? So he even did the voice, and so he dubbed all the voices. I mean all of the dialogue, right? That Marcus Phoenix had in the game, and they put him in there, right? So, uh, I think that there has been something up to this, right? Netflix has the rights for the Gears of War movie, right? Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? Dave Batista was just on Netflix with Army of the Dead, directed by Zack Snyder. Now all of a sudden, Dave Batista, right, who has been openly calling to be in this movie, right? And we all look. I'm sure that all of the Gears fans, or most of the Gears fans, want him in there, right? Because it's a natural fit. Dave Batista. I mean, as you guys can see, he already kind of looks like the Marcus Phoenix build, right? I mean, he's that big, rough and tumble guy, right? And there's just too many similarities there for this kind of like not to happen. But I think that there's something cooking, y'all. I think that there's something cooking. And I think that, why look, think about this. Zach has Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2 coming out pretty soon, right? Um, he's openly talked about or openly kind of hinted at there being like spin-offs and games and all that kind of stuff for Rebel Moon, which he's probably not going to direct all that stuff, right? We already know that, right? Let's say he wants to do Rebel Moon Part 3 because that's like the big finale of the series, right? That's cool. He's also probably going to have a few DC projects to be working um, on Netflix, right? But as you're seeing with Rebel Moon, he's kind of able to shoot this stuff back to back and just get it over with, right? And just not have to, really waste too much time, um, like waiting and doing or like waiting for it to be successful and then kind of plotting the sequel out. Like, no, you could just do these things back to back, right? And that'll be it, right? You could have other people working on other projects, right? And then, what does Zach have after, you know, what does Zach have um after that? I think it could possibly be this 100%, right? We got Vodka Soda saying, "What about Planet of the Dead?" I have already gone on record. I don't think that Zach's going to direct that movie. I think he's already passed the baton to somebody else to direct the film in that same timeline, right? When he did Army of Thieves, right? That was also in that world, and I think that Planet of the Dead will probably be finished by somebody else with Zach producing and being heavily involved that way. Uh, I think if Zach's going to be working on anything else from here going forward, I think it'll either be Rebel Moon 3, uh, DC related stuff with ZSJL 2, and 3 or Gears. Like this makes all the sense in the world, yo. Yo, and I think I believe. See, this is also another reason why I'm kind of excited to be having this conversation, like more in depthly, because I think that next year, 2024, that's when you're going to really start seeing the next wave of hype for the new Gears of War game, because Gears 6 will probably be ramping up their marketing next year, right? They'll probably be talking about that game because we haven't heard anything. They've been super quiet ever since Gears 5. And earlier this year, you had Dave Bautista kind of speaking out again, saying that, he really wants to be in the Gears of War movie. You have a game that's probably going to start hyping up, next year, right? Zach is letting it be known right now that he, kind of wants to see Gears of War turned into a film. I mean, yo, this could be potentially massive, right? I mean, look at how that would just run into one another, right? Like literally, you could have a situation where, let's say, right before Rebel Moon comes out, Netflix is able to license the first Zack Snyder's Justice League, some kind of like exclusive version. So you got that. That's like, oh my God, Zack is on Netflix now with ZSJL, and then Rebel Moon comes out. And then it's like, oh my God, it's peak hype. Everybody's going crazy. Everybody's engaging with the movie, right? And then after that, you have the uncut version that drops a month or so later, right? And then hypes up all over again, right? Then, hey, going into Rebel Moon 2, right? Oh man, hypes up I mean, part 2 hypes up all over again, right? Then you do the uncut version. Oh my God, the hypes up all over again, right? Then what if you announce ZSJL 2 and 3 or whatever, right? After that, oh my God, the hype's up again and it's even crazier, right? Then you're doing on you're working on that for a while, right? And then blah blah blah, a few a little bit of time goes by, right? Boom, Gears of War dropping. Hey, we got Zach doing Gears of War after he do that. Like, yeah, I mean that'll be crazy, right? Iron Will says, I have so been waiting for Gears 6, hoping for another Gears themed Xbox Series X console, right? Look, I've been waiting for Gears 6 too. I love Gears 5. I played through it like multiple times. And yeah, I'm most definitely waiting for Gears 6. So uh man, I got a funny story I might tell y'all about Gears 6 later, but no, it's I think that this could be like just something that just came out of left field that we didn't even think of, right? To something that we didn't even think of, you know. So hey, like I that'll be yo. If Zach is doing, look, if he takes over like sci-fi, right, or like the space operas, right, and he conquers like the Star Wars realm or whatever, right? And then he goes into ZSJL 2 and 3 possibly, or whatever that may end up looking like. And then he gets to complete his DC story arc, right? And really cement himself as like the GOAT of comic book directors of all time, right? Let's just say that he gets to do that, right? Then he gets to step into the video game movie arena and take that over too. This is crazy. I did not see this coming, y'all. That's why I got so excited when I saw uh that this man said this. He was like Gears of War and Halo. I was like, yo, man, this is like I don't even think people realize what's possibly going on right now. Right? James says, hope Zach gets DC. Yeah, I hope he gets to conclude his DC story arc. I don't think that WBD will be bringing him back to kind of take over at all. You know what I'm saying? I think that they've kind of made their choice, and hey, they can make their decisions and all that, and do what they feel is best for their company. But that doesn't stop us, the fans, from asking that they license this thing to a third party because we still want to see it and we still want to engage with it. So if they don't want to facilitate that for us, then maybe another company may be willing to do so, and we can just engage with them and give them our dollars, 100%. So, man, and as somebody just um, pointed out earlier, because they brought up Warhammer 40K, which is a franchise that Henry Cavill has kind of delved into completely with his Amazon project. So now we got Henry Cavill stepping into the video game movie arena. But not only just that, Warhammer 40K has been like, it kind of visually shares a lot of tropes with Gears of War. Right? So y'all see where I'm going with this. Man, y'all see where this is going, right? Y'all see where this is going. Like Warhammer 40K absolutely shares a lot of like visual similarities with Gears of War. I'm just saying, right? Gears of War got what made that game really unique was the Lancer, which is this machine gun pretty much with a chainsaw on the end of it. Right? What are they using in Warhammer 40K? These big swords with chainsaws on them. You know what I'm saying, right? So I'm just saying, y'all, little Warhammer 40K Gears of War crossover or something. I don't know. Right? What if Henry makes a cameo? We got the homie Fudd Rock pouring in saying, I'm late. Zach and Gears, let's fucking go. Right. Yeah, 100%. So that's what I'm saying. Like this, I think something's up, y'all. This, I don't think that this was an accident. I think that he knew that they were going to ask him that question. Right. I mean, he was at a video game conference, right? Like, why wouldn't they ask him that? He's a movie director that isn't usually at stuff like that, right? So yeah, what video game would you want to see turned into a movie? And it was funny too because the way he looked at Debbie before he answered the question was very telling. It was very telling. He gave her that look like, yo, what should I say? Because she is his producing partner, right? So she produces his projects, and so she, their nonverbal communication was so dope in that moment. But he 100% looked over at her like, "What is it okay for me to say?" And then the way he worded it was, he's like, "Yeah, like in my circles, Gears of War has been coming up." He literally said, "In my circle," like Gears of War has been coming up. which means somebody been talking to him about Gears of War, bro. Who been talking about Gears of War in Zack's circle? Saint Havoc saying Gears of War on Netflix. Yeah, they got the rights, yo. Gears of War. Uh, you know, is gonna be a Netflix project. But Rock says Zach doing the Berserker. That's what I'm saying, right? See, Fudd Rock gets it. Fudd Rock gets it. Fudd Rock gets it. This creature right here, the Berserker, right? Like, yo, when you're first introduced to this character or to this enemy type, it's insane. Like, you literally just see from the shadows this thing bust through a wall and rip a human being to shreds, like through shadows. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's so scared of it. And it completely changes up how you have to play the game. Because the entire time you've just been running through the game, shooting everything, throwing bombs. It's all good, right? And then you run into this thing, and it's like, nah, you got to be quiet because you can't kill it. You got to lure it outside so we can use this other way. Like it's crazy. So, just knowing that Zach would be able to like really let loose with a bunch of these creatures, right? Like that would be insane. For Rocks, impervious to bullets. Facts. All your bullets just bounce off. He said, yeah, that first Berserker encounter is unforgettable. Yeah, no. You really remember that like forever. Like, you really do. Bishop saying, can you imagine how hot JL2 is going to be? That's what I'm saying. Look, and then what if he do those back to back? Right? What comes after that? Right? I mean, like I said, maybe Rebel Moon Part 3. Zach is shown. I mean, look, and he's already talking spinoff, so you know he's not going to be directing everything, right? We already know that, right? He's not directing Twilight of the Gods, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's already not directing every project that's in here, right? So, if he does anything other than ZSJL 2 and 3 or Gears of War, in my opinion, I think it'll probably be Rebel Moon Part 3. With how big that thing's going to probably end up being, I can totally see him directing that. But, you know, man, Zach is a wizard with these budgets, yo. He's a wizard with these budgets. This man turned around because they started filming. When did they start filming Rebel Moon? It was in 2021, right? And by this time next year, we will have already gotten 2 movies out. I'm just saying, this thing can be truly special. He said, wait, where he goes? He said, Hammer of Dawn. That oh my god, it's crazy, right? Sin Havoc said, I wonder if they have a Zack Snyder do a Gears of War series or movie. I wonder if that's part of his new Netflix deal, right? I'm just saying, that'll be crazy. Because, look, why not have him step into, look, once he finishes his DC stuff, which we all know that's like a foregone conclusion now, right? Can we all agree that Sales DSJL is like just yeah. Can we all agree that still is just like a foregone conclusion? Look, I've been trying to tell people, with them just bringing back Warrior Nun, right? For those of you guys that don't know, when Sales ZSJL to Netflix kind of like first started out, right? Um, Save Warrior Nun was trending as well, right? And I remember having like certain conversations because certain people was like really worried about what Warrior Nun was doing. And it was like, yo, they're trending like this and that, but we was doing like way bigger. Like, yo, we did so many more tweets than what Warrior Nun did. 100%. And it wasn't no shade, but it was just like, yo, like this is the reality. So you guys really think that if they brought Warrior Nun back, that they didn't listen to what the hell we was saying? I'm telling y'all, yo, oh man, oh boy. Mama Bear said, not directing everything in his universe. Someone could take notes. Hey, oh man, we got Prime in the chat. What's going on, Prime? Prime said Netflix has their own personal auteur director, and I stated last year when Netflix obtained the gears for animated series and live action film that Zack Snyder will be the perfect director. Yeah, I think that I remember that, right? And shout out to Prime. Thanks for coming through and adding to the conversation, right? But look, he said one more time. It's coming, y'all. Look, I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying, if Warrior Nun got saved, we can keep acting oblivious, you know what I'm saying? Right? We can keep acting like these things aren't happening. We can keep acting like now all these HBO projects aren't ending up on Netflix. We can keep acting like Band of Brothers isn't over there now. Look, you got Ballers, Insecure, Band of Brothers going over there now. Like all these HBO original content going to Netflix. And people just got their head in the sand like, oh, nah, but still can't happen. Can't possibly happen, right? But Warrior Nun can get saved. I'm just saying. St. Havoc said Netflix got the unlimited money, bro. Hey, St. Havoc said Zack Snyder knows how to utilize a budget for sure, right? Because that at the end of the day, you know what? They gave him like 166 million for Rebel Moon, and he gave him two movies, so that means 83 a piece, right? 83 million a piece. And then, man, what happens when Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill get involved in this universe, right? Like, how's that gonna go? See, and that's actually why I can see him directing Rebel Moon Part Three, because I think that first of all, Rebel Moon is literally his baby. It's his creation, right? Wholly his creation. But if Rebel Moon 3 is going to be as big as I think it's going to be, right? If like Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot going to be, I'm like, seeing them in that world going to be crazy. Tell me that when y'all saw that trailer, y'all wasn't picturing Gal Gadot. Like, no, yo, but anyway, right? So yeah, I could totally see him doing Rebel Moon 3, right? Because that may just be like the culmination of this man's entire like, film career, right? With that coming out. So I can understand him doing that. But after he finishes his DC arc, like what is there left for him to do in comic book movies? Wait till this dude gets in the video. Yo, what else? Look, because that might be the next big boon, right? Like that's what you're seeing. They revived the Mortal Kombat movie franchise, right? They're coming out with Mortal Kombat 2. That was another one that did decently, and the first movie was pretty decent, right? I still think that the first Mortal Kombat movie is better. That's like one of the best video game movies of all time to me, yo, 100%. But when Zach is doing his DC stuff, or like when he's done with his DC stuff, I'm not sure what else he has to prove in the comic book movie genre, right? So, if you know, if Zach wants to step out of that and step into the video game movie genre, yo, I think like is there for him to come in and take it over, right? You know, just send Havoc is swearing. He's like, wait till you see Ben Affleck and Rebel Moon, right? I'm just saying. Fudd Rock brings up a great point too, because here's the thing from another aspect, right? Is that Sony is gonna look. They've already had the Uncharted movie come out, right? They've already, and I still haven't seen that movie, and it's on Netflix if I'm not mistaken, but I still haven't really seen it yet. It's just I liked, I no, not like, I loved the Uncharted games. I have played all of, so y'all swear I don't play PlayStation games, but no, I played all four Uncharteds, right? Beat them all. And I'm also a big fan of the God of War series. I am a bigger fan of the old school God of War. I think that when they changed it, it's dope, but it kind of lost something for me, right? But with Sony doing a God of War movie and series and all that stuff, right? They had the Last of Us show on HBO and HBO Max, right? Microsoft is really going to be they're going to be looking to make a splash with one of their films in the movie department, I'm sure, right? And that's another aspect as to why Zach might be, mm, you know, uh, in the cards for this. Antonio Lopez says Zach has said in the past that he would like to do a live adaptation of Dark Knight Returns. Zach did say that. But if I'm not mistaken, he also said that would be like a kind of like far down the line thing. Because I think he said like not right now, if I'm not mistaken. Mama Bear said, thinking of Mortal Kombat, can we expect to see you dressed as Jax for Halloween? No. I usually dress up, but I do like DC characters usually, as you guys can see. But I'm not sure what I'm going to be this year, but I am going to be dressing up. Right? I am going to be dressing up. So 100%. Fudd Rock said, and The Rock hinted that $7 might be interested in Doom. Yeah, The Rock was in the first Doom movie with Carl Urban like a long time ago. And I'm pretty sure that he wishes that he can get that one back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I'm sure that he might be looking to revisit that franchise. Right? Is the Creed saying love God of War and Uncharted franchises too, Last of Us 2. Yeah, they're all great gaming franchises, and I just think that Microsoft is going to be looking to make a splash because Sony got the Gran Turismo movie coming out like literally pretty soon, right? I keep seeing trailers for it. That got to be coming out pretty soon, right? I don't see why they wouldn't be looking to make a big splash in the video game film market, and how better to do that than to bring on Zack Snyder to do a fucking Gears of War movie. Oh my God, my heart's racing just thinking about this. Synaptic said, I heard that Microsoft is starting an Assassin's Creed series. Um, yeah, that would probably be a Ubisoft thing. Because they already had an Assassin's Creed movie. I'm not sure how involved that Microsoft was with the first one, but yeah, I mean that was a cool little movie too. But they just haven't had that hit yet, yo. They haven't had that hit for like live action, like big budget films, right? Mama Bear said, "A girl can hope," right? Oh my goodness. Flood Rock said that first film sucked. The Rock's first Doom, that is. Mama Bear said, I loved that they had first person shooter vision in Doom. Yeah, it was dope seeing that. And I also liked how they kind of made it seem like The Rock was gonna be the protagonist. And then they switched it and Carl Urban was the protagonist. That was cool too. But yeah, like outside of the first person section, that was like what, like a couple minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like a couple minutes in the movie. Outside of that, that movie was not that good. And I think Ghost of Mars is better. Oh my god. I definitely think Ghost of Mars is better than that Doom movie, which is saying something, right? But yeah, look, honestly, I just think that this thing can be huge. And as I said, like all the signs are there though. All the signs are there. I mean, you've had Dave Batista, who is clearly connected with Zack Snyder, right? This dude wants to be in a Gears of War film so bad, right? Wants to be involved with Gears of War in any way that he can. They already got him skinned in the game where you can play with his character in multiplayer, and he actually has like little quotes and sayings and stuff. Then they uh then they put this man in the actual campaign, right, with him and his likeness and his voice, so you can actually go through the story, talking with like Dave Batista and watching Dave Batista, right? You have a franchise with all these like crazy looking creatures and all this stuff, right? And I just think that, yo, the sky's the limit, Joe. The sky is the limit. Flood Rock says Batista is Marcus Phoenix. That's what I'm saying. But like, yo, he looks just like him. He can totally pull that off, right? And I would love to see, I mean, man. Uh, Zach was doing. That's what I'm saying. Like, Army of the Dead was such a telling thing because it's kind of the same thing, right? You have like a small group of people up against like insurmountable odds, right? And it wasn't just the regular zombies. Yeah, and there were like levels. You had the regular zombies that they called the shamblers, and then they had the alphas, and they had the zombie tiger running around. So it was always like levels of stuff that you had to fight, and it just kept ramping up. And Gears of War is the same way, right? Like they have the regular drones, and then they got the drones with the shotguns and the grenadiers and all this, that, and the third. And then they have the wretches, these little things that be crawling on the ground and trying to get to you, and they're fast, and you right, and then it just ramps up from the smallest enemies to like the biggest of enemies that you would never even think that you would be able to face and to actually be able to defeat, right? But somehow they found a way, and as the games progressed, the creatures that I mean, they got giant city sinking worms, right? Like picture a giant worm so big that it can sink a city, right? Yo, there's all types of stuff that Zach would just be able to play with here, and I think that there's just a lot of room for something special, and there's a lot for Zach to bring to this, right? And I just, man, I would love to see this happen. I would love to see this happen. I want you guys to start putting your last questions and comments down at the bottom. I'm gonna be closing out within like the next like 15 minutes. But I want to thank you guys for being here and just man, this is crazy. Foot Rock says Proto Locust. Yeah, right. Bishop says I would love to see what Zach would do with the Halo franchise, which was the second game that he mentioned, right? Here's why I think that the Halo one is a little bit less likely. And like I said, that's my favorite franchise ever, right? My favorite three franchises, it goes Halo, Gears of War, Metal Gear Solid, in that order, 100%, right? So, um, yeah. With that being said, they have that show, the Halo show, over on, was it Paramount Plus? Man, I have my feelings about that show. I've made them clear on streams before, right? And it's really unfortunate, right? Because for you guys that might not be so well versed in this stuff and video game movies and their lifespans and all that stuff, anybody that has seen the movie District 9, right? District 9 was supposed to be the Halo movie, 100%. Neil Blomkamp was supposed to direct it. When you look at that film, you can see just how easy that they turned Halo into District 9. You can see it, right? So when that kind of fell through, and you see what that movie could have been, right? Because District 9 was a fantastic movie. So you think about that, and there's just been so much. Halo has had such a troubled past, like getting to the screen, and it's really been like a journey, right? Trying to get that thing made into a film. And so that's why they ended up going the show route. And, the show is what it is. The show was cool, but I was a little disappointed in a few of the choices in that first season. Hopefully they can fix that with the second season, because I'm going to check it out. That is my favorite gaming franchise, like I said. But just with that show going on and like all that stuff, I just think it's less likely that he'll do the Halo game or the Halo movie. But man, would I love to see that, right? And uh somebody brought up, yeah, they said which exactly make the flood scary. Yeah, I agree, and that's why I think that it would be something really crazy. But yeah, I just don't see it happening. Um, with that show going on. Sin Havoc says Batista has his production company. This is very possible. Yeah, right, right. Mama Bear said, I missed when that statement would magically summon Leon, right? Yeah, right. He said Master Chief. That was hilarious, bro. Right. Master Chief taking off his helmet. Like, yo, I'm telling you, people was mad. Qatar said, whoa, District 9 was supposed to be Halo. Yes. 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 Neil Blomkamp repurposed the Halo pre-production work he had done. It's so dope. Yes, see, some of y'all remember. right? Some of y'all remember Neil Blomkamp was supposed to direct and Peter Jackson was going to produce. Yes, right? Just think about that, y'all. Peter Jackson, right? Peter Jackson from, King Kong, Lord of the Rings, that guy, right? Like that dude was like, yo, I want to do this Halo movie. I'm gonna have this guy direct it, right? We'll do the woo. And they was just like, nah, right? And then Neil Blomkamp like, okay, well, I'm gonna go turn this Halo movie into District 9, and then there you go. Blot out. Qatar said Master Chief taking off his helmet is just like Judge Dredd taking off his helmet. I agree. And he was doing it way too much in season one, right? The Halo show does need a better season two. Season one was shaky. Yeah. Like it ended cool, like the whole little fight scene with Master Chief and they go first person and do all that stuff. That was cool. But yeah, that first season was shaky, yo. And I was worried immediately when I think he took his helmet off like the first episode. And I was like, hold up, something's up. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't supposed to be taking this dude's helmet off like this early in the show, right? And I was like, I hope this isn't a habit, but yes, it absolutely was a habit. They kept doing it over and over and over again. And I think it really lost something in translation. Master Chief is supposed to be like this faceless guy who is super like just on mission, serious, and all that. And I understand that you have to make certain changes to make a show intriguing, right? But you can't lose what the character is like that so early. It's just not gonna turn out well. And I think that that's why we kind of had a problem with that season so much. Sin Havoc says Peter Jackson was rumored to direct Green Lantern with Zack Snyder as a producer. That'd have been crazy, right? That'd have been crazy. But yeah, these projects, as you can see, sometimes they take a while to get to the screen, and they take and they take a much different form than they originally would have, right? So you know see, this is what I'm talking about when I say put y'all last questions and comments in the bottom. Fudd Rock says on the game movie tip, James Wan apparently wants to do a Dead Space film. What? Why have I not heard about this? And that would be fucking dope. Like that would be dope. James Wan doing a Dead Space movie. Oh my, that would be incredible. Sin Havoc says Duncan Jones was also rumored for directing a Lanterns film, the emotional spectrum of all the different types of rings. Oh, right. But nah, don't fear now because we got James Gunn on the job, y'all. Right, and he is hard at work. Right, hard at work, y'all. Okay, hard at work on that slate and all its interconnectivity. Right, we got lawlessness in the building. Much love. Lawlessness. Don't trip for being late. We look. Everybody is right on time. We got Sin Havoc saying James Wan is perfect for a Dead Space film. Yes, he is. Man, this is look. This is the great. This is the next great uh place to mine these ideas. 100% is look. We've kind of done these comic book movies, and you know after Zach finishes his DC arc, and I'll probably be still checking out what the MCU is doing with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and all that and all that stuff, as long as it's intriguing me. But I think that the next big gold rush, so to speak, is going to be these video game movies. 100%. All right. He said, holding up his pants with one hand, no less. What a man. What a man. Oh my God. Y'all bugging, yo. Man. But I'm about to start closing this out, yo. This has been great. I just wanted to come in here and uh tap in with y'all real quick. I will say I would be absolutely furious if Dave Batista was Marcus. Like, why would you be mad if he was Marcus Phoenix? Like, why would you be mad? Why would you be absolutely furious if Dave Batista was cast as Marcus Phoenix? Like I said, hobo sheep. I'm done. Oh man. But yeah, Iron Will. Why would you be furious, bro? This dude literally, they had him swapped in the game, y'all. I had forgot about this until I was getting ready for the show. I was like, yo, I can't believe they took Marcus Phoenix out of the game and had it to where you could put Dave Batista in the main story. I'm like, if this ain't telling you that something brewing, bro, nothing is. Right? Iron Will said, because he's my favorite character of all time, and Dave Batista, he's the wrong dude, bro. He's the wrong man for the job. All right, so who would you want to see cast as Marcus Phoenix? Right? Who would you have cast as Marcus Phoenix? Uh, Mama Bear said, "You mean we can't keep you on to cartoons and stereo?" No, unfortunately not. Right? He said an unknown. Okay, man. But here's my thing about an unknown, right? Because, right, and real quick, Flood Rock said crazy that they had Batista redo all the lines too. That's what I'm saying, right? They literally had to do redo all the lines and put them in the game. But here's what I was saying about that specifically about the looking like him thing. Because one, I think it's more important that you have like the frame and like the silhouette of Marcus than actually like looking like him in the face, right? But let me say this. Uh, I learned a valuable lesson, right? I I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Remember the Titans, right? I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but um, if you have seen that film, I actually met the real coach from that movie, right? And he looks nothing like Denzel Washington. Oh my, yo, he looks nothing like Denzel Washington. If you guys look up the real coach, what was it, Herman Boone, right? If you look up the real coach of Herman Boone and you look up Denzel Washington, they don't look nothing alike, bro. They look nothing alike, right? There's been plenty of look, I think that sometimes we get caught up in like them looking just like them, and I think the presence and stuff is more important because with like you know uh makeup and CGI and just lighting and all that stuff, right? The face, I just don't think it's like really that serious. I just think that he needs to embody Marcus Phoenix. Cause like I will give you another example. I can't remember what movie it was. It was some like BET movie that was coming out, and I can't remember who it was. I think maybe it was the Aaliyah movie. They had a movie coming out about some singer, and everybody got mad because the girl didn't look like her. Right? Everybody got mad, and it was like, "Yo, duh, 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 like I don't see it, yada yada." And then it's just like, at the end of the day, um, you know, sometimes you can get somebody that looks just like them, but it doesn't translate, right? Because they might not be that good of an actor, you know. And finding like an older actor that's unknown, that's big and rough and tumble, because this guy also has to be unknown. You know what I'm saying? But man, this is dope. I think that would be crazy if they had him sign on, right, as Marcus Phoenix. That would be that'd be super dope. And they could cast just somebody as Dom that could bring a lot of that emotional heart to the role as well, to kind of help. Man, this is massive, right? But yo, I'm about to get on out of here, y'all. It's been super dope. I'm about to be back at y'all tomorrow morning with cartoons and cereal. We'll be tapping in, right? And just stay tuned, y'all. Just stay tuned because I got to get out of here. And I kind of want to make sure that everything was all right. It was a really bad accident outside, y'all. It was crazy. It was like somebody smashed into a car and hit like two other cars. So uh, I'm about to get on out of here. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.